So today I did well. Okay, I did it again. I did it again. That wasn't emphasized as much as possible, but yeah, I went back to the skate parks and did some more riding, and quickly realized that I'm out of shape. Um, I hit the bowl like a lot harder than normal, and I can only get like maybe like 3 or 4 passes out of it, and then I had to like basically pull back out and fucking go and rest. So yeah, gonna have to start going back to the gym and walking and riding like treadmill shit, or I gotta stop just smoking the cigars. That's probably what it is. Smoking bad, but I did bring the Hero 9. I did bring the full face because I didn't bring the full face the other day, and I really wanted it. And I got some drone footage as well. This is the Maverick 2 Pro. It's a nice drone. I mean, it's no like race drone or anything, but the stability on it is insane. Plus, it's got a follow feature on it that's actually pretty tight. The first park, obviously, I arrived there around like fucking 11. I didn't expect a lot of people to be there, but there was no clouds in the sky today, so like luckily it was only skateboarders. Skateboarders are kind of like scooter riders. I really have a detest for, but skateboarders, like, there's a love-hate relationship with them because of the fact that basically the majority of them are really cool, unless you deal with some dickheads that are constantly like, just complete assholes to bikes. But most of them were kind of cool to me because of the fact that they realized I was running full brake. So they're like, yeah. Plus he's an old guy, so he's not gonna like be in our way. And I stayed the fuck out of their way because they were fucking hauling ass. And at that first park, they even gave me full access to the bowl that was there, even though like it was a tiny ass bowl. I mean, it made Coeur d'Alene bowl in their park look a lot bigger, because like this bowl was like literally a 3-leaf clover. I mean, it was really tight to fucking maneuver. Like I really like I I'd do a couple loops in it, and basically that was it. And then I'd fucking catch myself, and then I'd do a couple more loops in it, and I made it to like about five sets, and then I was just like, all right, I'm good. And I went back up on top, and then I realized the skate park literally, but while I was down in the bowl, the skate park grew in numbers ×2. So it was like there was no way I'd have a clean line anywhere to actually practice anything. And like I was saying the other day, I don't know if it was on this channel or if it was on my blog channel. I should actually be doing this on the blog channel, but I don't have any subscribers on that yet, and I'm not like gaining enough traction on this one to actually like send subscribers over to that one yet. So stay in the loop. I'll link it someday when I feel that it's actually like an adequate thing to actually do. Why have 2 channels when you only need 1? So these are kind of semi-bought logs, but again, the bike mount in the back, that thing held up really great. And the back of the smart car basically held all the gear plus my race pack. So that was, I mean, I had everything I needed. Well, minus food. I realized quick that I was like burning through calories again really quick. Well, luckily this time I didn't stop at McDonald's or Burger King or whatever it is, and I just like went right home and made food there. It's not that it's cheaper to make food at their house. It's just like you know you have healthy shit there, so why not eat the food at the house? Instead of going to McDonald's or Burger King and then basically getting a high-calorie meal that has no value to it. You know, they want to call it a value meal. It's not really a value meal. Their meat products have sugar in them. Most people don't even realize that. Like, next time you're at the like fast food joint, actually look at the ingredients in one of their burgers, and you'll realize how much sugar is actually in that burger. And remember, in a home cooked burger, the only sugar that's in it is actually in the sauce. And it matters what kind of sauce you're putting on it too. Like me, I'm like an A1 sauce kind of guy on sometimes burgers. But like if it's an A1 burger, then basically there's no sugar in it at all. Unless it's like some sweet bread or some shit like that. But, so, that being said, I got home, I made food, I basically ate, I took the dogs out to get their nails done, and then I went and tried to hunt down a GoPro mount for the skate helmet, and nope, couldn't find one, so gonna have to go to a couple bike shops tomorrow and see if I can find one there. If not, just go to Dick's Sporting Goods and get, like, basically bent over. I mean, I could order it online. That's probably what I'll do tonight. I'll just order it. Fuck it. And if it doesn't come in before I buy one, then I'll have a second one. You know, it's all good. So, it was a good day. I'm not all beat up or anything. Like, I actually padded up to the max today. The only thing I'm basically not riding with is a chest protector. I mean, everything is basically like, I mean, most of you young guys don't understand padding, and I get it. You know, you guys like think it's like, think it makes you look whack, but the thing is basically when it comes down to it, I don't give a fuck what I look like if I'm riding, because of the fact that basically at the end of the day, if the safety gear is what's basically making me judged by, then fuck it. Because at the end of the day, if I crash versus somebody else crashes that doesn't have any gear on, their blood's going to be on the ground, not mine. It sucks still, but still. Like, what I'm saying, though, is like basically like sometimes fashion is not the primary goal. Like, wear your gear. I'm gonna go spend that much money on a bike, building a $1,700 fucking bike you're gonna basically beat up against concrete and shit like that. But meanwhile, you won't go and spend like fucking $45, $80 here and there to fucking fully equip your body from fucking protection for years. But meanwhile, that $1,700 bike is gonna need to be refreshed every fucking year or so. And nobody's gonna come in and say, "Hey man, but my bike has lasted me for like 8 years." No, nobody's gonna be like that. Every year somebody like replaces something on their bike, if not the whole fucking bike. So if you're gonna spend that much money on your bike, why not spend some money on your body? But all that said and done, like tomorrow I'm gonna probably try and hit up the Coeur d'Alene bike park and just hit some of the small features. Get my confidence back up on fakies and fucking all the kiddie shit. And get ready for the park that's opening up in spring. Which, surprisingly, a lot of people don't even know that it's opening up. At the skate park. Like, I start talking about it and everybody's just like, what? There's a new park opening up? Like, I knew about it for like the last 2 years. We got guys coming up from San Diego to actually ride that thing on opening day. So, yeah, if you got fucking free time in spring, look up the fucking Spokane Wheels Park and get a little bit of vacation time to fucking come up here. There's going to be a lot of good riders. And I'd be surprised the good riders don't show up because of the fact that basically, like, they're talking about it all over the country. It's going to be a really good park. They put some serious money into it. It's not like basically like, you know, somebody put a concrete pad down and basically like put a bunch of shitty ass ramps up. No, fucking, it is actually a halfway decent park. And I want to say that it's probably one of the better parks that's been built in the last like year or so. Because like, if you ask me, like, park development in the United States alone has like digressed in the last 5 years, especially public parks. And the private parks have digressed because of the fact that a lot of guys are now doing extreme mountain bike, you know, like ramp riding and shit. And like, that's cool and everything. You know, I'm not going to jive on them or anything. But the thing is basically like, you assume that when you build a mountain bike private park, that's a wooden private park, that you would make it a little bit bigger than the current wooden parks for BMX because of the fact that mountain bikes are going to be on it. No. Look up the pictures to the lumber yard in Oregon. And I hear there is a half pipe in the basement, but I've never seen a picture of it, so I don't know if somebody's just jiving me on it. But I don't believe that they have a fucking actual real half pipe in the basement. I think it's going to be like basically a skateboard mini pipe, which is like, you know, fucking 4-footer or some shit like that. So it's unrideable on your bike unless you want to do like basically peg stalls and like practice foo-fa-noos and shit. But it is what it is. Yeah, eventually they'll basically open up that place again to the public in the coming days, and it should actually be opened up in the next like week or so. I should actually check up on that. So I would not mind like basically, you know, throwing a couple tanks of gas in this bitch and going down there to investigate to see if this thing actually does have a half pipe in the basement. Because if so, then the GoPro's going on the fucking full face helmet, and I'm gonna fucking send the bitch. Because I might not be able to ride these small parks, but when it comes to big stuff, I can ride big stuff. Unlike a lot of the young guys. Like, that's the reason why, like, when you were watching the X Games, when they kind of pushed away from half pipes and they started doing big air, a lot of the guys that were actually in those big air competitions, they were all in their upper 30s, if not, there was like one or two of them that was like in their 50s. Like, no young riders actually wanted to ride that shit. Because you guys are all used to doing slow stuff. Nothing against you, even though I do call you guys pussies. But riding your parks, I understand why you are slow. Especially not running brakes. Parks are too small. How are you going to build up your tolerance to speed if you think that you can pull off these, like, you know, non-technical tricks at slow speeds and never progress to high speed? Like, seriously. Like, nobody does transitions anymore. I was at that bowl for 4, maybe 5 hours today. There was probably 7 other guys on bikes. And all they were doing is jumping in and out of the bowl. In the short sections of the bowl, the 6-footers. There wasn't anything like really, really crazy going on. Like, where they transfer from one side of the bowl to the other side of the bowl and shit like that. You know, the stuff that all the Australians do. Sorry. I needed to blow my nose. But it was still okay. I mean, I still haven't gotten to that moment where something's taking me back. That's the reason why basically a year after September is very critical in my life, because of the fact that basically I finally get to move down to San Diego, where BMX heaven is. I'm not no Haro fanboy or anything, but that's the Mecca. I mean, Florida's got their shit, like Central America. I mean, not Central, but like, you know, like Mississippi area. They got a couple good parks there too. But like the Northwest has the most parks in the United States, thanks to Oregon. Oregon has like fucking 100 or something like that parks. I'm not even joking. Oregon has like 100 fucking parks. Washington, the closer you get to Seattle, the more parks they have. And they have a bunch of indoor parks over there too. They're really actually good parks too. Like, if I can't get into the Lumberyard, there's two parks that are on, like, there's one just north of Seattle, and then there's one that's like really north of Seattle. And they're on, I think they're on two different islands. They're actually really good fucking indoor parks if they're still open. Indoor parks are kind of like, you know, a lot of them this last year closed down. All because of like some fucking bird flu shit. Yeah, people were catching it. I'm not saying it wasn't a real thing, but nobody would have caught this shit if they used common practice of fucking flu season. I was still traveling all last year. Did I catch it? No. Freaking, I still traveled the whole United States. Went in the states that were basically like black zones. Meaning, like, on the map, the darkest zone is the highest fucking population of people infected or dead from it. It's just common sense, people. It's just common sense. It's not a mystery when you catch it. It's not. You put yourself in risk of anything. That's what the risk factor is. But, like, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because of the fact that basically BMX parks and skate parks, private ones, were closing down already before this shit happened last year. And because this shit happened last year and people were on the fence of closing down, like, it ends up perpetuating the whole fucking scenario. And yeah, a lot of things closed down. Now, hopefully, basically, the flip around of this is basically, you know, people are going to come in and build more private parks. But if it's anything like the public parks, they're just going to get smaller and smaller. There was a park in fucking in Spokane. It was an indoor park, and it was legitly 4 scooters. They showed people on bikes and stuff riding it, but it was so fucking small. It's like basically somebody, like, you know, set up a 4-car garage and put some ramps in it. It's like, what are you gonna fucking do? They had like, I think 8 ramps in it or something like that, and they were all tiny shit. They had a wall ride that like literally went right up into the ceiling, and the ceiling of the place must have been like maybe 10 feet or something like that. Like, on a bicycle, you could pedal 5 fucking times and have enough velocity to actually go above 10 feet off of a fucking quarter. So, yeah. When you make your park bigger, your park is technically safer. Insurance companies are fucking idiots. Soccer mommies are fucking dumb. Scooter people are fucking destroying this all because of the fact that basically you could set up a fucking goddamn, a 2-foot fucking mini somewhere and they'd ride it happily. Change don't happen unless people complain about it. And it takes a lot of people to complain to make change happen. That's the reason why world peace doesn't work. Not enough people are actually complaining about it. That's it. I'm at 21 minutes. I'm out.